This is EA Sports PGA Tour coverage coming up next. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Novola. We are back in the state of Pennsylvania getting set to kick off the round here at one of the great golf courses in the world, Oakmont Country Club. Frank, you're very familiar with it because you were right in the mix down the stretch at the 1994 U.S. Open right here at Oakmont.
And Rich, it's so good just to be back here. You know, there's so much history in Oakmont. It's been a host to so many prestigious tournaments in our sport, such as the U.S. Amateur, the U.S. Open, the Women's U.S. Open, and the PGA Championship. It's just one of the true gems on the golf landscape.
Here we are at the first tee on this beautiful day, beginning with a difficult, long par 4. It is 482 yards.
Well, when he goes after it like he is here, grab the fire extinguisher, put out that ball is on fire. It's melting going through the air. Huge with a capital H.
Moved it a long ways. They'll be happy with that in the fairway. Now a good chance to attack this hole. These are fun shots to play, but they can be scary because if you don't take the right club, this ball could sail forever, never come down. It is well down the hill to that green.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
I mean, that's how the game is played, right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality.
-1 and really going. Settles in always with excellent posture over the ball. Wouldn't call it a great approach shot, but it still ends up in the fringe.
A little bit of magic from here. The hole's not over.
Well, Frank, this is something we've seen more and more of in recent years, players just on the fringe.
Yeah, it's good to see. It shows he's thinking. You don't just have to grab the lob wedge. That's it. Hybrid, putt, you name it, whatever works.
So on the putting surface and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Ooh, so close.
Now, just when you thought they might pick up one, now settle for a par.
Par for McIlroy, but you're just waiting for that moment when he hits that accelerator and pulls away. So here we are at the third hole, par 4, again 428 yards. Frank, have you ever seen anything quite like the bunkering that we have here on the left side of this hole?
No, the church pews, they're famous obviously for Oakmont, and they have that tendency to drag your eye to that left side. Really, you hit anything that you can get off on the fairway off this tee, whether it's a long iron, I don't care what it is. If you want to try and hit driver down there, well, good luck, because this really is about the second shot. Somehow avoid that trouble there so you've got a second shot. Can we get a measure on that one? That's enormous.
Let's see what McIlroy does now with his second. Good-looking shot right here. Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Has to like that one. Another birdie to get to 2 under par. Here now with the par 5 fourth at Oakmont. 609 yards in length. Good par 5.
I'm loving that balance.
Come on, that's not even human. That's ridiculous. That is 350 plus yards. Nice position, short grass, second shot. This could be a good one. Well, the bad news is he missed his target by quite a bit. The good news, he's still on the green. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Pretty good stroke right there. Just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Frank, this game will drive you crazy.
Yeah, you can do so many things right, and then just something so simple, completely wrong.
Just a couple of feet. Routine stuff for Rory, that's a par. And now the 5th hole, short but challenging par 4, 382 yards, and it obviously rewards precision off the tee, heavily bunkered along the way. Well, that was a beautiful drive, Frank. Really good.
Got to be careful here. Downhill, he's got to time it good because your weight's a little bit more on your front foot. Oh, nice strike, Rich. Not quite directly in line with the flag.
Just drifting a bit to the right, but he'll settle. That is an excellent play right there. The approach, getting him another good look. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
2 under par for the round. Frank, what's the pros' take on the first par 3 here at Oakmont, the 6th, at just under 200 yards?
Oh, it's a real beauty. Very narrow in the front. You can see how it pinches in so close. It starts to widen up, but even to try and carry that bunker on the right side, there's very few players in the world that could hit it that high and manage to stop the ball in that corner. Once again, you're trying to thread it through that avenue at the front of this green. It's a tough par 3.
Don't want to miss it right here.
No.
Just a pure strike and a perfect result. He'll have a good look at birdie now. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. That's a third birdie on the day. All right, Frank, take us down onto the 7th hole, par 4 at 434 yards.
Another one that's just another great driving hole. Bunkers on both sides of the fairway, so you can't really bail out either way. Used to be some trees in that down the right side. They've been removed, replaced now by fescue. So if you do miss those bunkers right or left, it's not exactly one of the easiest chip out to the fairway. Another one that's a must-hit fairway. Reason why? It's a long par 4, and it's the only way you're going to hit this par 4 and 2.
Can't ask for much more here at the 7th. He has hit a good one. Setting up for another approach, our featured golfer has continued that excellent play from earlier in the round.
Indeed, there's no better feeling in the world than when you know you're firing on all cylinders. Hitting fairways, second shot's just going straight at the flag. Right now, everything is working.
It should be pretty good right there, on the safe side. And to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole, this for birdie. Rory McIlroy looking to take advantage with this putt. That's a birdie for McIlroy. He's just so explosive. We're at the 8th at Oakmont, a famous hole. And Frank, it's not often we say of a par 3 that it is a beast, but the 8th at Oakmont is just that.
Yeah, you can imagine a 300-yard par 3 to a flat green. That would be hard enough. But imagine a 300-yard par 3 at a US Open to a green that goes up at the front and then crowns at the top and then slips away at both sides. That's the 8th hole.
Outstanding strike right there, right off the center of the club face, and a good chance for birdie.
You know what's better than 2 birdies in a row?
What's that?
3. That's what he's going for.
That's a turkey in bowling, isn't it?
He's no turkey.
Rolling, rolling, rolling the rock, Frank.
Oh, and yet another birdie, Rich. Beautiful stroke.
Rounding out the front 9 here at Oakmont, Frank, it looks to be straight away, uphill. Anything to be cautious about on this tee shot?
Well, there certainly is. Years gone by, this was a par 5 for the US Opens of yesteryear. Par 5 still for the members. And the reason why is it's a little bit uphill, semi-blind tee shot, bunkers left and right, and of course rough if you miss those. This is one of those holes, even though it's a par 4 now, you miss the fairway here, you are not reaching this green in 2.
How about that tee ball? Not just in the fairway, but way down the fairway.
Yeah, a lot of people can hit it long and crooked. Long and straight, that's the hard one to get. That is absolutely in prime position.
Well, this could be good. Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. This is impressive now. 6 under par and 2 straight birdies. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back. That is burning through the atmosphere. Look at that thing. It's got a tail on it.
That's like a rocket ship. That one was launched by NASA. That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man.
Rich, I'm starting to lose count. This is just birdie after birdie.
It's all-time stuff. I mean, this is territory we just don't visit very often. How about 7 under par now? Pretty short hole here at the 11th. It's only 379 yards, par 4. Not the best shot, this one in the rough, but still will have a play from there. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Early part of this back 9 and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie. He has this for birdie.
Great sense of speed in that. You know you can make those, but that one right in the middle.
We are at the par 5 12th here at Oakmont. This is a big par 5 at 667 yards. Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon.
Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that.
Playing his second shot here at the par 5. And as he strides up here to the 12th green, having hit it in regulation, he knows now that his work is by no means done. A long putt coming up. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. Frank, this is one of the great displays of golf I've seen all year long. This would be a 7th straight. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. From a long par 5 to a relatively short par 3. We're at the 13th at Oakmont, 183 yards. Frank?
Another hole, because of the shape of this green, that you're almost breaking down into 3 sections. That front little circle you can see, the bit in the middle or the bit at the back. You're trying to play to one of those 3 sections.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. For birdie. Ooh, that hurts.
Now, just when you thought they might pick up one, now settle for a par.
That's good work. That's a good par right there. Rich Lerner back with you at the 14th hole at Oakmont. And this is a hole that offers up a pretty good scoring opportunity, a short par 4 at 358 yards.
He's loading up on it.
Look at the coil there. Just burning rubber right here. I mean, this one is taking off like a missile.
Just destroyed it. He's going to try and rip the cover off it.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up. You can bring it in high. You can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Midway through this back 9, could use this birdie here at the 14th. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Shouldn't be a problem here. Routine stuff for Rory, that's a par. All teed up at the 15th. It's a par 4 of 499 yards. What a test here, Frank.
It certainly is. The tee shot here is a little bit like the par 5 12th, where the fairway slopes quite severely from left to right. It means the pews there on the left side are actually not a bad place to aim at. You just have to allow for that kick and roll towards the right.
Looks to be putting everything into this one. Just destroyed it.
Rich, there's such a big advantage. You tee it up on a peg there. It should be an easy shot. But remember, this is the most powerful club in the bag. This is the one that you have to nail out of the middle of club face.
Demonstrating there and really all day that he is one of the best drivers of the golf ball in the sport.
Safely on deck.
Oh my goodness, he just made that. I cannot believe it.
I was thinking he might get it close. And just a great shot.
Frank, this is a point in the round where you really need to summon your best stuff. Par 3 of 231 yards. You know the pressure's building. We're at the 16th hole. You have a long iron in hand. You can't flinch. You can't take it halfway back and go. This has to be the complete swing, and you have to really have the nerve on this shot.
Yeah, this shot has to be hitting right out of the button, that's for sure. One thing to consider, though, in the back of your mind, it's always better putting back uphill. Well, uphill is actually from the back of the screen. So you actually can be a little braver on 16 than what you might think standing on that tee, because a little long is better than a little short.
Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that. Trying to move on with a par in his pocket. Oh, I thought he had that. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. And he makes it for a bogey here. Now on to the 17th hole, and Frank, in so many ways, this determined the outcome of the 2007 U.S. Open. Jim Furyk had his issues here. It's just 313 yards, but it can really play with a player's mind.
It's such an unusual par 4 for a U.S. Open, plus also where it comes in the round, because the options, and there's only really two, is like a 4 or 5 iron, sneak it up the right side, or you take a driver directly at the green. You would think there's something in between, but really there isn't. And that's why, to your point, it stopped Jim Furyk, it stopped Tiger Woods, it allowed Cabrera to win. It also helped Ernie Els, who went with the driver option there back in 1994. So 17, it's short, it's tempting, it is at a US Open, but it is still demanding.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
Yeah, you wonder what he was thinking on that.
In the greenside bunker, Frank, little bit of a problem. Great shot coming out of that bunker right there.
Showing some skills today.
These putts keep the round together. That's just a poor putt right there. No other way to say it. And a drop shot, a bogey at 17. Just a little tap in here. 8 under par for the round. This is where so many of the legends, from Hogan to Nicklaus to Miller to Els, made their imprint. And don't forget about Angel Cabrera, the last time the U.S. Open was played here. The 18th hole, the clubhouse straight ahead. What a view, and what a moment in the championship.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. Going to need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
Frank, you always talk about it. Don't compound the mistakes. Well, here we are, another shot from the rough.
And this one no easier than the one he's just hit.
Well, the stats say that is a green hit in regulation, but it's not yet a par on the card. Very tough putt coming up. Might want to check the GPS on a putt this long. Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. So after all that, it's a bogey. Frank, that was just a dazzling display of golf today.
It's amazing how a game at times that can be so hard and just absolutely drive you crazy can appear to be so simple. This was just an absolute joy to watch today.
So that'll do it for Frank Nobilo and our entire team. I'm Rich Lerner. Until next time.